Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. As every Monday and Friday, it's time for the latest Benidorm's news update, and we have a lot to talk about today, so stay tuned up until the end. First of all, it's the situation in tourism. As you all might know, Benidorm is the capital of tourism of Valencian community. It's an extremely important city. We have a undecent probably number of hotels, apart hotels, hostels, apartments for short-term rentals, comparing with other regions. And there is always a why. People love Benidorm, which is why hotels have been incredibly busy these last weeks. Even we are in November already. In just a couple of weeks time, we'll start decorating for Christmas holidays after the November fiesta celebrations, which by the way are starting already towards the end of this week, and Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday next week. You can download the full program on the Visit Benidorm website or on Benidorm's Municipal Hall website. It's also available in English for you, so check it out. There's a lot of incredible things happening for all ages, so don't miss it if you will be here in Benidorm town. And right now hotels are of around have around 85% of occupancy, which is huge. These are summer month data, but we are in November. There is no place for the refugees. You know already that for the illegal immigrants here that came with boats towards Canarian Islands, a lot of people were speculating, oh, they will bring them. In any case, no. You know that Benidorm has been helping a lot of Ukrainian refugees, has been helping a lot of immigrants, but right now, realistically seeing the situation, Benidorm hotels are full. There is no space, no physical space at all to bring some people here to make this their temporary stay, temporary shelter, as you wish. So no refugees, no immigrants will be coming to Benidorm hotels so far, and it was something that was not officially made, in a sense that it should have been made through specific procedures, but it hasn't been. These organizations are still calling Benidorm hotels, but there has been a direct, straight no, because it's simply impossible. Other areas like Castellón, even Alfaz del Pi have accepted this program, but Benidorm, there is no sense in doing it because there's barely any free space for the tourists who wants to come here. The same is happening with Imserso, with the third age groups, the grandmas and grandpas, the pensionists of Spain who are coming here to the region. There's barely any space for them even left, because obviously hotels are still selling the rooms, and for groups of Imserso, there are very, very limited times when they can potentially come here, because everything is almost fully booked, at least for now. Towards the end of November, we do expect around 60 to 75% of occupancy, which is still great for the months of November. It is a non-stop, and to be honest with you, I do feel that those hotels who have been thinking on whether to shut down this winter will think it once again and probably will stay open, because it's a great possibility. And very, very soon, in our modest opinion, there might be the case where Benidorm will be full all entire year long, with no gaps in between as it previously was in winter, because each year hotels are planning special events for winter. There's celebrations, there's a lot of things, and more people prefer to come here in cooler months. So let us know what you think about this. Do you think that very soon no hotel will be shutting down in winter? Will it be that busy as it is this year? We will see that in next year, probably. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about renting something out in Benidorm. Short-term rentals are not a problem. Vacational rentals are not a problem. As you all know, we do have our immigration business, which is this one right here. You can reach us out by this email address and the phone number, just in case if you need some help with an immigration process, if you need some help with the NIE number, with the certificate for European Union members, if you need help with searching for a property for rental or to buy a property here on our sunny Costa Blanca. You can reach us out there, and we are immersed 100% into this rentals, properties, real estate thingy right now. And it's very, very interesting and sad to see that a lot of people who are reaching us out are saying it's impossible for them to find a place on their own. Why? Because there is a huge lack of rental properties in Benidorm town, at least officially. Why am I saying this? Because officially in the real estate companies, in the agencies themselves, we act as independent real estate agents. So we can work with anyone basically, but agencies, they only have their amount of rental properties, and that's basically it. And they barely have 10, maybe 20 maximum to rent out in Benidorm, if so. The main issue is that a lot of properties here for longer term rentals, if you're seeking for one, are already illegally rented in different groups, Facebook groups, a lot of other social media groups, Telegram. People don't want to rent it with agencies, mostly because owners don't want to pay the commission. So as a result, they are renting it out directly through different groups. There's less paperwork needed in order to rent these out, but it's also really hard to reach. Not everyone can reach these groups, and people who are just moving here to Spain potentially will not be able to do so without knowing anyone out here. These issues with the rentals, why am I mentioning it? It's not only for those of you who want to come to live here at Benidorm and are seeking for a rental property, at least before buying one here, but also because this is a big discussion on social media, on newspapers, that this will be a big issue for work. For all the tourism sector, hosteleria, a lot of people are coming here to work on these specific jobs that are extremely important because we're the capital of tourism in Costa Blanca. We need these workers. And a lot of social media are putting it this way, that it's a huge issue, that we have a huge lack of workers, that basically it's a disaster, that without this, we're not able to survive, right? It's not actually entirely true. You know that there's a lot of people that already live in Benidorm, people who can live in Altea, in Alfaz, in all the surrounding areas, and come to work to Benidorm town. So definitely it's a no. Definitely tourism and hosteleria will not suffer so much. There will still be people who will be attending you in bars and cafeterias. There'll still be people in restaurants, in hotels, working to make sure that tourists are happy during their holidays, to make sure they get what they have paid for and what their expectations were when coming here on holidays. If you're curious how much apartment costs right now in Benidorm, these are the official prices for a room rental, not apartments, but room, which is becoming more and more popular each time here in Spain. Back again, 300 euros. This is a minimum amount, not in the best neighborhood, okay, which we'll shortly show it to you here on the channel. Around 500 to 600, that's a minimum that you will be asked for a one-bedroom apartment. And two-bedroom apartments will start around from 750, 800 euros, depending on where it's located and how it looks like, if it's been renovating or not. Immediately, there are lists, waiting lists, in real estate agencies. There are waiting lists. When have you seen something like this? Let us know if in your country that's the case. Do you have waiting lists for rental back in your country? Or is it only such a bad situation here in Spain? Because some agencies have lists of about 50 families, 40, 50 families for rentals. And obviously these families are not getting anything, because by the time their queue will get up to the front, they will be needing desperately a house, a home where to live, or they will find something that's not suitable for them, but at least that's the roof over their heads temporarily, but there is where to live. So the situation is quite desperate here. To rent a property in Benidorm, what's needed? When the short-term rentals, you just paid in advance, and that's basically it. You paid for the cleaning service, for the Wi-Fi, that's it. But with a long-term rental or even winter rentals here, what they do ask is guarantees. If it's a long-term rent, annual rent, they ask you for fixed contracts or pensions that have to be a triple triple of the rental value. That's absolutely insane. Triple of the rental value, plus guarantees, plus maybe even your work life certificate, like everything that they can get from you, they will ask to get from you, because that's extremely difficult situation. Also, a lot of people who will be renting a property here have been asked to pay a insurance fee just in case they will not be available to pay for the rent. That's an insurance that the property owner will get in case something bad happens, but the person who will rent it is the one responsible to pay for it. That's how it looks like right now. That's how the difficult situation is. We really hope it will be getting better soon, but so far, no good news on the horizon. The situation is quite difficult, which is why a lot of people are not seeing Benidorm as already ideal place to rent. They're looking over to Albir, Altea. The situation is still difficult here everywhere, but at least some areas are slightly cheaper, or there is some more possibility when you open the area to slightly wider surface to get an apartment or a house that people potentially want and are seeking on. By the way, this upcoming Thursday, we'll have a new video where we'll show you a different neighborhood of Benidorm. For those who want to live in Spain, and particularly Costa Blanca or maybe even Benidorm town, we'll show you the cheapest zone in Benidorm to live in. Where are the cheapest apartments, how they're looking like, what the situation is really dangerous as people say, and much more. So stay tuned to check out that video, even if you're just curious of what this neighborhood is really look like. And the last news that we wanted to share with you all, with this lovely and gorgeous sound of waves. I hope you're hearing it through the microphone, because it's extremely relaxing to be here on the beach. By the way, this is the beach of Albir. Benidorm is right there behind that mountain, and in front of us we have Altea. Last news that I wanted to share with you all is that Benidorm is a huge example of successful, sustainable tourism destination. Less and less people, which is really thrilling and makes us really happy, are saying that Benidorm is a dirty place to go, that it's only for drunk people and for cheap tourism. Less and less people do so, which means that we are doing something right here on the channel. We're showing so many things to you guys that I think it's actually working. I think people get to see what the huge giant potential Benidorm has, that there is so much more to it than just drunk and cheap tourism, which makes us extremely happy. And it's just heartwarming to see that people finally get to know the other side of Benidorm that maybe they did not know about before seeing our videos. And this is the capital of tourism of Costa Blanca, as we've already mentioned. Around 32, slightly more percent of the surface of Benidorm, I'm sure you didn't know that, is a green surface, which means parks, different areas with flowers, plants, trees, all the area of natural parks, even the beach as well, different beach areas, Levante, Poniente, and Malpas. This is 12 points more than is required by the European Union. So we are far above of other cities here in Europe, which is actually great news. With areas of low CO2 emissions that are growing exponentially in Benidorm town, there are a lot of new ones, and shortly there's going to be more and more. Traffic will not be an issue in a few years from now in Benidorm city center, which is absolutely great news, I must say. We love having more and more space for pedestrians, for children, for people to walk, just to enjoy the fresher air and not to be needing to smell these car fumes passing right near us in Benidorm's city center especially. Apart from that, there's brand new parks, there's a lot of new trees, plants, flowers planted everywhere. There's a new project for the Levante and Poniente beach too, to make it look more natural, sustainable, and to prevent the sand from disappearing and to prevent different types of accidents on the beach when the big storms are coming and big waves are coming to our area from the Mediterranean Sea. Apart from that, there's going to be the action plan for the climate, and the sustainable energy, which is also great news. There's a lot of solar panels that are being put in different hotels. There's a lot of great things and great projects happening out here. Also, a natural shade, especially in the center of Benidorm. Planting the trees and creating a natural shade is a great alternative because it does decrease the heat with around 3 to 4 degrees average with a natural shade, which is absolutely incredible with the climate changes that we have right now. Apart from that, we are limiting the speed of cars, which is also another great news. As for right now, the limit is around 10, 20, or 30 kilometers per hour in a lot of central parts of Benidorm, which for us is great because it's way more safe. There's way less accidents happening in Benidorm city center, and if only the electric scooters would not be going as crazy without any kind of speed limitation and where they shouldn't go, that would be the best thing ever. But in a lot of other cities, it's 50, the available speed and the possible maximum speed. Here it's 10, 20, or 30, which is absolutely great. And I definitely feel like, let us know, do you think that Benidorm is improving through the years, especially those of you who were coming here for maybe even decades right now already, who visited, who've seen Benidorm grow, who've seen how it has changed, how the beach area has changed, how many new buildings have been created, green parks, everything new that's been going on in Benidorm. Let us know, do you think that Benidorm's new model is making this a better city to visit and maybe even live in? Would be very, very interesting to know your personal opinion. And now let's have some lovely walk by the beach, and we'll let you know what the weather forecast is looking like for the next week in Spain. And it will be really, really lovely. Those of you who are coming to Spain will be happy with it, definitely. The weather is actually gorgeous these days. There have been first snow already in north parts of Spain and in the mountains of Madrid. So first snow hit Spain already. It's not here any longer because it's still quite warm, but we've seen the first one here in our sunny country. Here in our region, it is sunny and quite nice to stay outside. As you can see, there's barely any light clouds in the sky. They're not really making much of a difference. This sea is calm and quiet. There are no big waves as there were the previous days because there's almost no wind, which is great to have a lovely day by the sea, as some people are doing right here. All this week up until Sunday, we will have mostly sunny weather with just a tiny bit of clouds every now and then. A lot of vitamin D to catch during your holidays and some nice autumn tan. As for the temperatures, there's not going to be many changes, to be honest. They'll be more or less the same, around 22 degrees these days. Starting from Thursday, however, they will increase up until 23 to 25. But afterwards, 21, 22 back again, which still is ideal comparing with other regions when it's already barely 10 degrees at all. However, in the morning, temperatures are quite low, around 11 degrees. So in the morning, if you go outside, you definitely need some jumpers, some sweaters, something, some pants to have a walk because it is quite chilly early in the morning, and the same for late at night. The water temperature surprisingly dropped drastically, and it's around 16.7 degrees right now. Nothing to be compared with the 20 that we've had just a few days ago, which is why here, there's no one swimming in the sea. People are just enjoying the views and the sound of the waves. Thank you for accompanying us on today's latest news update. We wish you an incredible day, and we'll see each other already tomorrow with a brand new video here on the channel Benidorm by Ana. Greetings from the sunny Benidorm region in Costa Blanca, Spain. Bye, dears.